Hello. So we are going to start a new topic, minimum spanning tree. I am Dr. Animesh Chaturvedi. So I did my PhD from IIT Indore, and we'll start with the Kruskal's algorithm and Prim's algorithm. Graph and spanning tree. First, we have to understand these two things before we go for understanding minimum spanning tree. So graph definition, as we all know, there are two kinds of graphs: directed graph and undirected graph. So in directed graph, there are set of vertices and set of edges which actually defines g equals to v comma e. And in the directed graph, there's ordered pair, means there is a fixed direction of source and node are fixed. But in undirected graph, the pairs are unordered because the direction could be anywhere. So the adjacency matrix representation of graph could be denoted and represented as with the n vertices, and they could be connected with each other such that Aij was being represented, where Aij is a matrix of 4 cross 4, that is V cross V means number of vertices cross number of vertices. If there is a edge connection, means from A to means 1 to 2 there is an edge, so it is represented as 1. And if there is no edge between two vertices, it was being represented as 0. For example, there's edge between 2 to 3, then it is represented by 3 1. So 1 was being there, but there is no edge from 3 to 4, so it's a 0. But there is an edge from 4 to 3, so it is represented by 1. So this is our dense representation, means it is consume v square storage space, so it's storage consume. Then the adjacency list actually have the adjacency list attached to each other, which could have actually represented in the form of one have from one node. There's two nodes are being derived, 2 and 3, and from node 2 the direction was to the node 3. Then from node 3 there is no nodes which are being connected from 3 to none of the node. Then 4 is having an edge which has direction towards 3. So this is how the adjacency list representation was there. And the storage complexity is v plus e, means it's less than the adjacency matrix. This adjacency list is an sparse representation, means we just represent what are being connected. Then the spanning tree, actually tree is a graph which doesn't have any cycle and which doesn't have any loop. So tree is actually having various sizes in a graph. So there is a graph which could have many trees in it. Means if you remove some of the edges, then you form some tree out of that graph. And the spanning tree means the spanning means all the vertices. So all the vertices are being covered in a tree, then it is said to be spanning tree. So the a tree is said to be spanning tree of a connected graph G if the tree is the subgraph of G and T contains all the vertices of G. Then the graph G is said to be connected if there is at least one path between every pair of vertices in G. Means a graph is connected when any edge you choose in the graph, then there is a path between those two edges. So it is said to be connected. Then otherwise it is said to be disconnected. So the k connected component. So k component of that disconnected graph actually forms k spanning trees. And the spanning tree has a property that the number of edges is equal to number of vertices minus 1. So if there is 9 vertices in a graph, then the spanning tree would have 8 edges, means 9 minus 1. 8 edges would be there in that spanning tree. So these are the basic property, like what are the not acyclic, means this graph have cycles. So these cycle are being represented. This is a cycle, this is a cycle, but this graph do not have any cycle, and thus it is acyclic. Then this is connected graph, and this is not connected, means this is isolated pair. Next, when we go for a spanning tree, so it has three property: connected, acyclic, and includes all the edges. So in this graph that you have, dark edges are representing the spanning tree. So the dark edges are spanning tree, and the light edges are actually all the edges, means dark plus light edges are making that graph, and dark edges are representing spanning tree. Suppose this graph, can we say it as a spanning tree or not? It is not a spanning tree because this node is not in the spanning tree. So this is not a spanning tree. So it actually is a connected, is actually acyclic, but does not include all the edges. So it is not a spanning tree. Now we'll see the spanning tree property. Every connected graph has at least one spanning tree. Means if there is a connected graph, then it has at least one spanning tree. And then an edge in the spanning tree T is said to be branch. So edge in the spanning tree, any edge in the spanning tree is said to be branch of that tree. Then pendant vertex. These are the pendant vertex. This is pendant vertex. This is pendant vertex. This is pendant vertex. This is pendant vertex. And the edge which is connected, only one edge will be connected in the pendant vertex. So there is only one edge. So all these edges are actually pendant edge. So in the spanning tree, every spanning tree has that pendant edges. So all the pendant edges should be there in all the spanning tree. So each pendant edge would be there in each of the and every spanning tree. Then spanning tree and
So,
set.
so can you repeat the pendant edge?
So the pendant edge is basically the outermost edge which has only one connections to the graph. So like this is pendant edge, pendant vertex. So this is pendant vertex, and the vertex which is connected to some edge. So this is the only one edge which is being connected to. So these all are the pendant edges. Means pendant edge 1, pendant edge 2, pendant edge 3. So these are the pendant edges. So in the pendant edge would be the part of every spanning tree. Whatever spanning tree you create out of this graph will actually contain the pendant edge. We'll see how to create the spanning tree. So this is in the connected graph, the cut set. If you have studied in graph theory, cut set are the set of edges that if they are removed, means if this particular edge is being removed, then it will create the G will be removed, means graph will be removed as disconnected. Graph will be disconnected from each other. So graph 1 is created and graph 2 is being created. So this is what it means by cut set. If there's a set of edges, if any of the edge was been removed, then the that graph will be disconnected. So this is also true in case of a spanning tree. So the example that we are seeing is an example of a spanning tree, because a spanning tree is also an example of is also a kind of connected graph. So this spanning tree, if we remove u and v edge, u and v, then we will end up with two different components connected, are disconnected from each other. So there's no connection between these two components. So this is the cut set and its property related to spanning tree. Then the cut set, spanning tree and the cut set further. Every cut set in the connected graph G must contain at least one branch of every spanning tree of G. Means in this example you can see, so in this example you have one cut set, second cut set, third cut set, fourth cut set, fifth cut set. In each of the five cut set, there is at least one branch included for which is in the minimum spanning tree or in the spanning tree. Just this is spanning tree. Dark borders are actually showing spanning tree. So dark border means this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So these are the spanning tree of this graph. Now you have these five cut sets. In the five cut sets, each of the cut set include at least one of the edge of the spanning tree so that it will cut the graph. And the converse is also true. Any minimal set of edges contained in at least one of the branch of every spanning tree is a cut set. So if you remove, if you have a set of edges that are contained in the branch, so if that these edges are the actually the part of a cut set, so all these edges are actually be the part of cut set. So this is what is an example, like if you cut this graph, large graph, then it will be having disconnected into two components. So the two components are being formed. So these are the properties that are being required. Then we are coming to the topic that we want to cover is minimum spanning tree. Till now, whatever we had studied are the part of graph theory and the cut set and all the basics about graphs. Now we are coming to the algorithm part, minimum spanning tree. So in the design of electronic circuits, there are various pins that are being in the breadboard or some of the electronic boards. So there are wires which are required to connect these pins, and we want to connect the n pins such that n minus 1 wire are required, which actually need to be optimized, means that has that could be connected between the two pins which actually have the least amount of wire could be used, which was the desired condition. So in such cases, minimum spanning tree could be useful. So the this problem, design of electronic circuit, can be modeled in terms of graphs, that number of vertices, and the vertices are the set of pins, and the edges are the possible connections between the pair of pins. Then you are intended to find out the acyclic subset of that large graph, and that are having connecting all the vertices possible, whose total is the minimum cost, minimum weight. So this is what actually optimize the amount of wire that are needed to create that electronic circuit. Then you have a tree. At the end you will form a tree, because this is what you intended to do. Means you want to find out acyclic subset of all the connected vertices that actually minimizes the weight of that will actually minimizes. So you will end up as a with a tree that is acyclic by property and connecting all the edges, and we call such tree as minimum spanning tree. So this is just for the example of a design of electronic circuit, but minimum spanning tree could be anywhere in the at anywhere in for many examples like this. Now we'll come to the fundamental graph theory and algorithm part that we want to study. The minimum spanning tree actually short form of minimum weighted spanning tree. So we do not include this weight and we just call minimum spanning tree. Then minimize the number of edges is the objective of our whole work. How we want to minimize the number that weight of the edges. We actually see some of the algorithms, three algorithms we'll see. So there's another property like if graph is connected and edge, all the edges have the distinct weight, means graph is fully connected and there is different edges having different distinct weights, then there is fundamentally one minimum spanning tree possible and that has to be unique. That is unique means one, and there must be a minimum spanning tree and that will be unique. So according to the spanning tree, there the what are the number of edges? Number of edges will be equal to number of vertices minus 1 will be equal to the number of edges. So similarly, because minimum spanning tree is a special kind of spanning tree, so minimum spanning tree also have number of vertices minus 1 edges. So the no two edges weight are equal. Thus, this will have a unique and single and must have the minimum spanning tree. So we'll see directly the example of the minimum spanning tree given in this figure. Like there's dark borders, you can see dark borders are actually representing minimum spanning tree, which connects all the vertices in a tree structure. So if you add all these things 4, 8, 7, 9, 4, 2, 1 and 2, you will end up as a third with the total weight of that tree equals to 37. But this is not the only unique spanning tree. Why? So this 8 is there. 8 is also here. So you have another choice of creating the minimum spanning tree. So there are two spanning tree possible. How? If you make edge from A to H, you form A to H edge. So edge is been formed, and this is the part of now A and H is the part of a minimum spanning tree. And still you have this 37 as the total minimum spanning tree weight. But B and C is also connected, which actually created a cycle. How this cycle has been created? This cycle has been created. You can see the cycle. So there is a cycle has been created, but it is not allowed in the minimum spanning tree. Thus, you need to remove this edge. So this has been removed, and the new spanning tree would look like this. So this will actually be representing the new spanning tree. And this is also having the same total weight as 37. So you have two different minimum spanning tree in this example. The one that we had seen earlier with this PC edge and one with the AH edge. Now we'll see minimum spanning tree and the cut set. So in the graph theory, there's a cut means which can partition the the graph into the two different part, two non-empty sets. So you can form a crossing edge which actually connects vertices in one set with the vertex in the another set. So there are two parts in this graph, two components. You can see this one and this one. So the edge which are being highlighted like this one, this edge, and this edge, and this edge, this edge, and this edge. All these edges are what? Crossing edge. So these are said to be crossing edge. They have also given one important property that this edge means the highlighted one, dark one, is actually having the minimum weight among the all the crossing edges. So in these five, one, two, three, four, five, six crossing edge, this highlighted one actually the minimum weight of the minimum weighted crossing edge. So this is having the lowest weight, and so there is a property like if there is a minimum weighted crossing edge, then that edge must be the part of MST. So this edge must be the part of MST. How and why? So this edge must be the part of MST. How and why? So we have a theorem proof of this. So how we prove it and how we see that it's true. So we first go and assume that the look, both the graphs are same. Both the graphs are same. There's no difference. So they we actually say that this edge E means the edge E is the same edge that we had discussed about minimum weighted crossing edge. So edge E is not the part of we assume that edge E is not the part of minimum spanning tree. So you have one more minimum spanning tree. That is, you can have one spanning tree which actually contains F in it, and F actually contains the minimum spanning tree, but E is not being contained in that minimum spanning tree. Now, what you want to say? You want to say that yes, it's true that minimum spanning tree is actually not the part. E means E is not the part of minimum spanning tree. So you assume that the E is actually not the part of E is not the part of minimum spanning tree, which is already been given as minimum weighted crossing edge. But it's not the part of MST. You assume this in the theory. In the theories, we actually do this thing that we assume that this has to be done. This has to be assumed in the initial level. So we assume that the weighted thing that what was there weighted as E is not the part of MST. Now you want to add E to the MST. You want this E to the MST. How you will do? You want to add E to the MST. So you added E to the MST. But you feel that if you add E to the MST, then the this whole thing would actually end up creating a cycle. So there is a cycle. which is not allowed in minimum spanning tree or any kind of spanning tree. This is not allowed. So what you want? You want that this should not contain the cycle. So what you do basically removal. You want to remove this f, and you want to remove this f. How you will remove this f? You actually remove this f. You actually remove this f. Now you remove this f. So what is the minimum spanning tree that is now being created? Because we know that E is having lesser edge as compared to lesser weight as compared to F, means the weight of E is much less than F. So the weight of E is less than F. Now what you are concluding that the minimum spanning tree now with what we had drawn should have to be lesser in size, means lesser weight, have the lesser total weight. Why? Because E is lesser as compared to F. You haven't changed anything, you just replaced F with E. So the E is the part of minimum spanning tree. Why? Because E is the minimum weight crossing edge. So this actually leads to the contradiction that initially you assume that it is not the part of MST, but actually it must be the part of MST. Why? Because we have just seen we have replaced F with E, and because E is less than F, so the MST with containing the E should also be less in size in the total weight. Thus, we have proved that theorem that given any set, the crossing edge of minimum weight is the part of minimum spanning tree. Then this we'll see generic MST. In this generic MST, first we have to understand what is safe edge for A. So A is a structure, any structure that you can see, this, any structure connected with each other in the graph. Means you have a graph and you have a structure, and you want to plot this structure more and more according to your convenience. So you can have a minimum spanning tree. How you are going to do? You have to do the safe adding of edges. What is safe adding of edges? So safe adding means the property should not be violated, and it has to maintain the invariant, which is MST do not contain any loop or cycle. So the MST do not contain any loop or cycle. This is the property that you have to maintain, and you have to keep adding safe edges to the A. So initially A is satisfying the invariant because A is null. So you are starting with A as null, and you keep on in the while loop. In the loop, you keep on adding the safe edges one by one. How you are keep on adding the safe edges one by one? So there are various techniques to do this. So this is important that we'll see in the next classes, that these two steps are the most important, that how to add this the safe edges. So you actually keep on doing the addition of new edges. Then in the termination state is like when A is formed a spanning tree. A created a spanning tree, which is actually the all the edges, means all the edges means which that spanning tree covered all the edges, means there has to be the size of the number of edges should be number of vertices minus 1. So that would be the terminating condition. Next, in this minimum spanning tree, so we can create this spanning tree 9, 12. First one we are plotting 9, 12, 6, 14, 3, 10, and 15. So is it the minimum spanning tree? It is having 69 value, but we already know 63 and 60 was also possible. So it's not the minimum spanning tree. So we don't get into this type of things. We just go for the that is the lowermost. What is the lowermost? From 9 we draw the 12, and from this 12 we have 6, and from this 6 we have 8, and from this 8 we have 3, and from this we have 7, and we have 15. So this is the 60. But is it the minimum spanning tree? How we find out is it the minimum spanning tree? It is not necessarily a minimum spanning tree. How it could, can any other edge be added to this? So if we see that there is also possibility of adding 5 to this tree. If we add 5, then it actually creates a cycle, and 5 is added, then we need to remove the edge which is creating cycle. So 5, 12, and 6 are creating the cycle. So which is larger? So 5, 6, and 12. So 12 is much larger than 6 and 5. So we need to replace what? 12. So this 12 has to be replaced. This 12 has to be replaced by 5. So what you have? You have a decrease of what? Decrease of 7. 12 minus 5, 7. So you will end up having the result 53 as the resulting value. So how the graph look like in this condition? So the graph look like this. This is how the graph look like. And you will have 53 as the minimum spanning tree. So this is what they had drawn, that this 9 is connected with 5, and 6 is the part, 8 is the part, 3 is the part, 7 is the part, and 15 is the part. So one of the simple ways looking like this is like pendant edge property. We had seen pendant edge property. So 9 and 5 are the pendant edge. That 9 and 15, sorry, 9 and 15 should must be the part of what? Any spanning tree in the graph. So 9 and 15 must be added. Now what we want to do? We want something minimum, that 3 should be there. Then something minimum, what is minimum after this? 5 should be there. Like this has been created. 5 has to be there. So 6 could also be there, and it is not creating a cycle. Then 8 could be, 7 could be there and not creating the cycle. So 7 is there, not creating the cycle. Now you want another node to be covered which is not covered. Actually these two are not connected. This 3 is not being connected with this part. So you want to connect. What should be the way to connect? 10 is being chosen, 14 is being chosen, or 8 is being chosen. So we choose 8 because 8 is the lowest among the 14 and 10. So you choose 8. So the 8 will be written, and this is being connected. So this is how this graph has been formed. This minimum spanning tree is being created out of this graph. And next we'll see again the set of nodes are being connected. So we have created 70 as connecting all these things, but it's also possible to connect with the 55, all these vertices. How we have to connect it 50 with the 55? You have one with this 9 edge, one with this 4, one with this 6, one with this 8, one with this 10, one with this 11. Now you have 7 left, one more node left with the 7. So you have created this one with 55. Now is it the lowest? Can you see some edge which is means of lower size? So 16 can't be created because 6 and 8 is small. 24 can't be created, can't be added because it's lower than, it's very high. 24 is very high. 23 is also very high. 18 can't be added because it's less. It is higher than 11 and 9. Again, 21 can't be added because it's larger than these things. But there is a 5. So can we add 5? Yes, we try to add 5 and we added 5. So we added 5, but there is a loop and cycle being created here. So what you have to do, you have a loop over here. Now you want to remove this loop. How you remove the loop? You actually need to choose 5, 8 or 10. Out of these three, you have to choose one that you need to remove and the loop will be removed. So 10 is larger than 8 and 5. So you remove 10. Now what happened? You have another spanning tree which actually include 5 instead of 10. So you have actually removed this 10 and replaced it with 5. So what does it mean? You had a reduction of 5 and this will be 50. So this is what it means by creating cycle and removing that cycle. This was the purpose of that cut set proof theorem that we had seen just here. So this was the purpose, that this was the was being removed and E was being created, because E is the part of minimum weighted crossing edge. So what does it mean? The 5 that we had created over here, this 5 is actually the part of the minimum crossing edge. So this 5 is the part of this minimum crossing edge. Similarly, this again, this 5, again the 5, same value, 5 is the part of the minimum crossing edge. So you have to find out all these things, minimum. So this is the random way of creating minimum spanning tree and finding the cost. And this is what it means by this generic MST that we had studied, generic MST. So this is what it means by generic MST, means creating cycle and removing that cycle. Now, what are the examples of where it has been applied? Minimum spanning tree are applied on the cluster analysis in data mining, bottleneck path analysis in the roads and in the computer network, etc. Real-time face recognition, like there is face recognition softwares are there which actually create minimum spanning tree from eyes, nose, and lips. Then the finding out minimum shortest route and the minimum path or minimum spanning tree from the satellite or aerial images. Then you have reduced the size of storage as well possible in the amino acid protein. Then you have the turbulent fluid flow which flows inside the fluid which flows inside. You can reduce the interaction of the particle and and increase the flow. Then you have Ethernet bridging, avoiding the cycles in the network. So, uh, in the computer network, it's also applicable. In the approximation algorithm for reducing the time complexity of NP hard problems like traveling salesman TSP. Then it is also applicable in the network design, communication, and electrical hydraulic or computer network, etc. So, in the next class, instead of these cycles that we had created and removed, we'll see a specific method that Kruskal's algorithm and Prim's are there, which actually gives us theory to create the minimum spanning tree out of a graph. So I hope that you had enjoyed this lecture. If you have any specific question, then you can ask. Okay, so thanks